Hey Trekkies, it's summer, and you know what that means. It's time for Creation Entertainment's Trek to Las Vegas 2025. This year, the convention has been expanded to a 5-day schedule, August 6th through the 10th at the Rio Las Vegas Hotel. Meet all your favorite Star Trek pros in one place, and hey, maybe you swing by Vic's Lounge and you see our panel. It's a great way to meet people in person and have some fun with your fellow Trekkies. If you can't make it to Star Trek Las Vegas, of course, there's also other events around the country this year. Trek to Orlando, August 23rd through 24th. There's the Trek to New Jersey, September 6th and 7th. And finally, the Trek to Chicago, November 22nd and 23rd. We're looking forward to meeting as many of you as we can this year. So make sure that you get ready to trek to Las Vegas.
Is this thing on? Hello, hello.
Welcome to Open Pike Night. I am your host, Jesse Bailey, and this is the Strange New Worlds podcast, where your personal calls are the prime directive. Producer John couldn't be here this evening because he made a pact with some friends when he was 10, and they just happened to pick tonight to fulfill it. But we are here tonight with two amazing guests and our wonderful callers to take a road trip to LA with people we met yesterday as we discuss the 2002 Britney Spears and Anson Mount blockbuster, Crossroads. Joining me tonight is my co-host. You know him and love him, the man who did it again. He played with your heart, got lost in the game, host of Green Shirt, a newbie's trek through TNG. Oh, baby, it's Cameron Harrison.
Speaking of not being that innocent, guys, I have to be honest, I may have killed someone, but it's okay. I did my time. I paid my debt to society, so you have nothing to worry about.
I had kind of always assumed that about you, actually. Our guests tonight are a little bit embarrassed to be guesting on a Star Trek podcast, but nonetheless, early morning, he wakes up, knock, knock, knock on the door. It's time for makeup. Perfect smile. It's you they're all waiting for, Ben Harrison.
What's up, guys? I feel pretty, oh so pretty.
Been waiting for you.
We all know that you're witty. And of course, baby, can't you see? I'm calling. A guy like him should wear a warning. He's dangerous. We're falling for Adam Pranica.
Wow. God, I love this.
I'm glad I got the lyrics I actually recognized.
I feel like Burt Reynolds and Boogie Nights. Those are great introductions.
Was that Toxic that Adam got?
Yes, it was. I scrolled through a list and I was like, I've never heard of these.
I know
there it
Toxic
is.
is Ben's favorite Britney song. Can you reintroduce us with him as the toxic one?
I mean, I feel like that's accurate to like our relationship. Adam is the toxic one. So,
all right, Ben. You know what? Since you have the body sleeve right there, we'll go ahead and reread the intros. I guess it only makes sense.
Toxic 100% is Britney's best song, and I will fight anyone who says otherwise.
It's a good.
It slaps.
It's a good song. It's the only one that depicts her riding a spaceship in the video, as far as I can remember. So it meant a lot to me as a teenager for that reason.
And that reason alone.
And yeah, there wasn't part of an awakening of any other kind than my interest in spaceships.
Ben, did I tell you that I met Britney Spears with a buddy of mine?
No, you did not tell me this. And this is interesting because we have an age difference where I think Britney Spears kind of popped onto the scene when I was probably like a freshman in high school. And I'm guessing you were out of high school when she popped onto the scene?
Oh, yeah. This was first year of college. I remember seeing the Hit Me Baby One More Time video in my freshman dorm room.
That video sent ripples through the culture, man.
We all remember where we were when we first saw it. It
sent ripples through things that then became unrippled. And smooth. A buddy of mine, a great friend
Yours
of mine.
wasn't rippled for her pleasure?
No. I mean, if I got nervous, it would probably re-ripple.
Okay, sure, yeah. I mean, it's
this is a
because
pop
you're
star
so
we're talking about.
You're so excited. It's
Yeah.
your first time. You know.
Did you kind of Christopher Walken that on me? You're so excited with the broken penis and so forth. You don't know where to put it.
You remember how it's supposed to be?
You hide your penis in her ass.
That's a lot of cocks.
You put this uncomfortable piece of skin up there.
Yeah, a really good friend of mine in high school. We went to college, and then Brittany got famous. And when she first got famous, she did a bunch of the mall tours. You remember these, right, with the pop stars?
Yeah.
I lived
go
in Alaska. So.
Barnstorming around the country, and what they would do is they would go to a mall, they would sing 3 songs and sign autographs for a bunch of people. That's what they did. That was like the Jive Records business model for pop stars. And
Wow.
she visited a mall in my town in Seattle, and my friend and I hatched an idea. You know what we should do?
No idea that is hatched ever turns out good.
So she's like supposed to sign on Saturday morning at Mall of Note, half an hour away from us, and we're like, there are people already lining up. We got to go the night before. Let's bring a bottle and get hammered, sleep on the sidewalk, and then meet Britney Spears.
See, that's what I did for episode 1, The Phantom Menace, but you did it for Britney Spears.
So me
Okay.
and this buddy go to a Kinko's with a USB drive that we've put just the choicest Britney Spears photographs on that we found on like Maxim or something.
Sure.
We're like, well, we got to have something for her to sign. That's going to be considerate. We're not going to have to depend on her to provide the materials. We're going to have them already. So we go to a Kinko's, and we run into the absolute perviest Kinko's clerk there who like reviews our materials and is like, oh yeah, that's nice. These are good choices. And it's like
By
a 20
pervious Kinko's clerk, you mean bone stock Kinko's clerk, right?
Yeah, I was going to say
it's like the
a high
one
bar.
24 hours Kinko's that we could find. So we get our printed materials. We get in line. The line is already like 100 people long, and it's after midnight. And me and my friend and our liquor, and I don't recall bringing anything else. Like, I think when we chose to sleep, we just slept like vagrants, just
You were
like on
totally-
the sidewalk.
You were Bowen.
We,
you were covered in printed out Maxim pictures of Britney Spears.
It was
as, like
incredible.
quilted together.
So we woke up the next morning at the crack of dawn, like when you do, absolute ice pick hangovers, both of us. Still with 4 hours left until Brittany would arrive and do her signing. And we are in hell. Like we're down bad at this point. And like we're taking turns tagging each other out. Thank God the mall finally opened so we can go in and like do the shower in the sink. Get ourselves
yeah.
put together. Somehow, we make it to the front of the line in our hungover state. We present our pictures, which she declines. She was really nice. She was like, I have to sign only my portraits. So she signs the portrait, and my friend invites her to a house party that we're having that night.
Hell yeah.
Here's the thing. We had no way of her getting a hold of us. I still held out hope that she was going to show up somehow. She is the very powerful, like, apex Britney Spears. I thought at this stupid party later she'd show up. Anyway, she politely, she graciously either declines or says whatever to us, signs our photos. We get the fuck out and go home and sleep the rest of the day. Do the house party that night. She doesn't show up. Somewhere in my studio, there is a signed Britney Spears portrait, and
Wow.
if I dug it out, like I know it's somewhere with the rest of my most prized possessions.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Adam, I'm remembering from right after we got off mic last time we guested on Open Pike Night, you confessed to me that your Britney Spears signed picture is in your Bible, but you can't get the pages that it's in between
Right.
apart.
Yeah. Why is that?
Every sequel needs a good reference to the previous one.
Yeah.
And the only
Last
way
time on Open Pipe Night.
yeah. I was gonna say, I'm sure that's the only way we can get people to scroll backward in our feed. Is
Yeah, that's
to tease
evergreen
the
material
last,
right there.
Yeah, tease that last greatest Jen appearance. Well, gentlemen,
Adam, if it makes you feel better, last week I reached out to Britney Spears asking her to send a sound clip in for our episode today, and I'm still checking the email thinking it will appear. So
That's
never lose hope. She still might show up to your party one day, Adam.
That's the thing about that level of fame combined with kind of a folksy down-to-earthness that I think she has always had, which is like you can't quite rule it out.
Yeah.
yeah.
You never know until
interestingly
Bill
enough,
Murray it.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Murray.
well, it's the exact same combination of qualities that Anson Mount has, and we asked him too, and his person was very polite, like, well, he's incredibly busy, but I will send this ask through to him. So, listeners, if you hear an Anson Mount clip later in this episode, that's why.
Man.
But
Wow.
maybe don't hold your breath.
So he does not disavow involvement in this film?
I think he's actually pretty cool about it. I've seen him speak about it a few times on social media. I think his current podcasting partner, I mean, I'm sure he did this movie so that he could become a podcaster,
Sure.
but I think
Sure.
his current podcasting partner actually taught him guitar for this movie, and he's playing in the movie. Like whenever
Yeah.
you see him playing, that's him playing
He
guitar.
wasn't Rassican fluting with someone else's hands on the headstock. You guys
David
heard the
Bowie and
origin
Labyrinth.
story of Anson Mount's attachment to this movie, right? That Robert De Niro convinced him to do it.
Oh, really?
My gosh, yes. Not only that, but that Robert De Niro read some lines with him.
Yeah.
So in Anson Mount's head is the only footage of Robert De Niro reading Britney Spears' lines from Crossroads. And
Incredible.
that is,
Wow.
if just a peek in there.
Did
and
he
to have
also
been in that
sing
room.
songs, I wonder? Because that would be great.
My headcanon.
Yeah.
I can't even remember a specific line from this movie to do in Robert De Niro's voice as Britney Spears, but I am going to watch it again and just picture it that way. That's wow.
Mama, it's me. That's all I got. It's your daughter, Lucy.
I'm not yet a girl. Wait, no, I am a girl. I'm no longer a girl. God damn it.
It's a complicated situation. Well, gentlemen, let's jump into the potentially unreliable vehicle that is this podcast. I have to ask, how many times have each of you seen this movie before now?
This was my maiden voyage. I took out the DVD, I smashed a bottle of Dom Perignon on it, and I slid it into the Netflix machine.
We
love
are
it.
all white men of a certain age. It should be no surprise that this we were not the target audience for this movie.
No.
There are scenes that I think I could argue the opposite of that.
There are scenes that I am questioning who this movie was made for. Correct, yes.
Well, yeah, and I feel like the Anson Mount character is very much there to let the steam out for the boyfriend that gets dragged to this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Certain ways he expresses himself throughout the picture is there to be like, guys, we know this is all some ridiculous chick shit. Let's just power through so we can get late tonight, all right?
Yep.
He's
Look,
such a man of the early 2000s, like the beanie and the clothes and
the necklace.
the confidence in being able to start a rock band on day one as soon as you enter a new
Right,
city.
yeah.
Because you think you know some people there. Yeah.
I think that's kind of the LA thing though, right? Like a guy from
Yes.
rural Georgia falls off the back of the turnip truck and starts an absolutely sick, really tight rock band that can play together instantly.
Oh yeah, I went to jail, but it was for the most noble, heroic reason you could possibly write
Here's
in a
my
script.
headcanon, and I want to know if you feel the same way. When the allegations about Anson Mount's character come to light, I ignored the fact that they were false. And I think the movie should have confirmed them. He should have killed a guy and gone to prison for it.
Okay. I'm convinced that when he leaves them in the hotel after the karaoke and says, I'm going out, he's going out to kill the guy that
It's the
assaulted
only way he
Britney
can
Spears.
feel
He's
anything.
like, yeah.
He is a serial murderer, and that's why. I mean, it never explains why he's doing the cross-country drive. So, I mean,
he's like Batman if Batman like took bodies, you know.
Yeah, and like hung out with girls who just graduated the day before, and he happened to be at their graduation.
Of your poetry, and I'll arrange the music for it.
He just tears a page from her poem book and is like, "Don't worry about it." And she's like, "Oh, okay, I won't worry about it." What?
The Q&A question that I want to ask him, and don't fucking steal this from me, because I'm going to be the one to do it, okay? Are the tribal wings on his back real?
I know he has tattoos. I
know he does too.
But they look a little Hollywood to me. Like they
look
very
too dark to be.
Yes.
Yeah. Like there's something that seems a little temporary tattoo about
They look
them.
like when they got the stencils into the makeup room, they were 50% too small, but didn't have time to correct them.
Yeah.
Here's my film paper. Is he supposed to be the guardian angel?
Oh,
those wings.
Oh.
I think there's 3 of us here for whom this was our first time watching this movie. In the scene where he takes the shirt off in front of them, did you think for a second that the point of the scene was going to be he went and got this tattoo when he walked away from them?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going out because I need basically Seattle Seahawks wings on my shoulders.
How much better would it have been if he got the tattoo from Kingpin of the woman with the cowboy hat? Someone re-edit that scene where he turns around and that's the reveal.
He has a full back, now I have a machine gun, ho, ho, ho. What? What's going on in this movie?
He just has Danny Trejo's tattoo from Desperado on his chest.
Yeah. There's no way that any of those don't improve the movie.
Let's say there's no way anything from Kingpin being transposed into this movie doesn't improve the movie.
You guys are already coming in really hot. I'm gonna say right up top, I don't think this is a bad movie.
Oh, I'm 100% prepared to have that discussion because I agree with you.
Yeah.
So to Ben's point, no, this is not the first time I have seen this movie. And part of why I have been trying to get my co-hosts at Open Pike Night to watch it is because it's actually pretty watchable. And specifically, I think it's almost entirely down to the supporting cast, chief amongst whom would be Anson Mount. Like, you totally see his subtle facial acting that we know him for now as Captain Pike. You see this like ease of charisma and confidence that he has, and it doesn't feel like acting. I mean, the guy was born to be an actor, and I'm kind of surprised he didn't end up in like every Levi's jean commercial for the next 15 years after this movie, because I would buy jeans from him.
It's pretty surprising. Like, I feel very lucky that we have him on Strange New Worlds now, given what a fucking movie star he is in this movie.
Yeah. I'm surprised he did not become the Hollywood it guy after this. Like, I do wonder, like, is that something to do with how he wanted to be represented? Or did he just not have a great agent at the time? Like, because he should have been in every pretty good movie from this movie until Strange New Worlds. Like,
yeah,
very impressive.
Let's hope that he lands in Strange New Worlds in this alternate timeline that we are constructing, in which Anson Mount becomes like the A-list of the A-list, like palling around with Clooney and you know,
yeah.
I mean, it should have happened after this.
Anson Mount's in a weird lane in this part of his career, like the early 2000s. What are we talking about here for like dark hair, light eye, white dudes who look like this? Like we got Peter Fasinelli, we got this guy, we've got the mega stars of like the Clooneys and the Pitts and stuff still gobbling up the big work.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's probably a lot of competition for roles if you're him in Hollywood around this time.
It's true. That's true.
I'd love to know some of the stuff he auditioned for. Like, I could easily see him in ER, to your point.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
I would love to know, like, hey, is there stuff that you just barely missed? Did you get called back and then they went another direction? Like, you know, it makes it official, Cameron. The next time we see Anson Mount, that's what we'll talk about, and then we'll ask about Star Trek.
You know what I think it might be is he kind of feels like a guy that would have become a huge movie star in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Like there is something about him that is so perfect for this role as like a guy from the rural South who plays great music and has like a like admirable but, you know, semi-criminal backstory. He feels like he's in a different movie in a way, like a movie that he is starring in a way that like is not quite what this movie is. Like this movie is so much about selling the product that is Britney Spears that I imagine it was easy to miss at the time, like how much he's delivering an incredible performance that is kind of it's kind of the scaffolding that this movie sits on, because like I think Brittany does a pretty creditable job as a performer in this, but she's not an actor. Like that's not her like her main calling, and there are a lot of demands on her in this role. Like she has to go like big angry, she has to go big mad, she has to go big sad, and then she has like those subtle moments that are almost harder for an actor to do, and so like to have her counterpoint be somebody that is like as fully realized a performer as Anson Mount is like, I think what makes this movie as watchable as it is. I'm
actually gonna disagree with you, Ben. I know you're surprised to hear that, but if you're looking for a performance to ground a story in the real, I think Dan Aykroyd is the actor who does that.
I mean, he also makes something out of a nothing character 100%. Yes.
Oh man, he's so fun in this movie.
I think, Ben, you are right about like there's a specific utility to his character. Like not sexual utility. I mean, like there's something so sweet, and by that I mean like sugary sweet about three girls in a car singing. You gotta stick a brooding dude in that car. You need to counterbalance that flavor in a way that makes it work. And he and like legitimately like Dan Aykroyd's character also serve that purpose.
Yeah, you start off with a guy accused of killing somebody. I mean, we don't know how old he is, but he is probably too old to be in a car full of 18-year-old girls who just graduated driving across country. We're introduced to him leering at two of the girls.
I mean, like, let's give him a mulligan on that because he has just finished serving a little bit of time.
True,
so.
True, fair, that's true. But yeah, I mean, pretty quick into the trip, you're not thinking about that. You're not thinking it's skeezy or anything. Like, he does come off very affable and charming and sweet, and
those
he brings that backstory
pretty good
forward.
For a prison tat. Now that I think of it.
Yeah,
that's true.
For something that was Bic pen ink that somebody drove into your...
There was like a case of Bic pen ink used on that back piece.
Yeah, you never see prison tats where they really fill in the dark spots.
They traded a truckload of canned tuna to get the Bic pens to make that back piece. What we don't know about Anson Mount's character is that he's rich, and his commissary tab is like $40,000.
He's like fucking savage at poker. He won so many cigarettes that he actually got a good tattoo in prison.
So in our Discord, we've had some people, like, as they're watching the movie, they're like, wow, guys, thanks for having us watch this movie. And we're like, seriously, just keep watching it. And the further they get into it, they're like, all right, damn it, you're right. Like, I want to know what happens to Anson Mount. I'm kind of invested in the story now. And I'm like, yeah, you are. It's because Dan Aykroyd graciously spends, like, I don't know, 40% of his on-screen time trying to do a Georgia accent. And that's enough. Like, it works, but
it's an interesting
It does work.
part.
It totally works.
Yeah, because he's like, he's sort of pitched initially as like the Larry Miller character in 10 Things I Hate About You, where
Great call. Great comp.
where you're like you're strict for the sake of being strict, and like, I mean, I think that like that Larry Miller character is somewhat redeemable in a different way, but like, the way he has pulled the wool over her eyes is a mistake in this movie, but it is a mistake that is made out of love, and so like the thing that you kind of hate him for, much like Anson Mount's dark past where maybe he murdered someone, becomes the thing you love him for in the end.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's really impressive because like most of the characters in this movie, I might even say all of the characters in this movie are paper thin. They're just an absolute trope put in the exact spot where you expect them to be, but the actors really do elevate all of it. I mean, Zoe Saldana has the most consistent accent of anyone in the movie.
Yeah, total pro.
And I was blown away, and she really gets those emotions across in a way that doesn't come across as cheesy at all, which, you know, if you're a boyfriend being dragged to this movie in the theater, or a husband being told, oh my God, you have to watch this, it's actually really good, you're like, okay, honey, let's watch. And then, 15, 20 minutes in, you're like, I need to know how this gets resolved.
This was
Can I ask
really
you-
early in her career too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This
Can I
movie is
get personal
full
with
of
you
Star
with your
Trek
childhoods
actors.
for a second?
Absolutely.
Because it feels like a trope, especially in movies where the central characters are women, that friends begin as friends and then turn into enemies over time.
Mm-hmm.
I was blindsided yet again by the idea of 3 best friends as girls. And then by the time they reach high school, one of them is a mean girl. And you see this in all of the movies about long-term female relationships. It was never like that for me. My group of guy friends, why would we be enemies? We just stopped talking. Like,
Right.
you'd go to a different school and that would be it. Like the idea that you would burn energy just to like be mean to a past best friend, a friend that you buried your dreams with. Like that's closer than friends, closer than family, and I will bury my dreams with you. Kind of shit, you know?
Oh, we're not
We were
releasing
very
this
much-
podcast. We're just burying it in the dirt after we were.
Oh yeah, this is for
Good.
us.
Yeah.
This is a
Maybe-
shoebox episode.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know what? We'll meet up at prom and we'll make the deal to go dig it up.
Let's just say this isn't the first time I've shot something into a shoebox that I'd rather bury than share with anyone.
Ben, in 20 years, that'll be like your 3rd or 4th prom you've gone to, right?
Yeah, my friend group was very much like, you make fun of each other to the face of the other person.
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't like join the other kids that don't like your friends and making fun
You
of them.
don't
That's
join
wrong.
another clique. That's
Yeah.
extreme.
That's not
Well,
okay.
I mean, so all my young friends, probably up to like 4th grade, were my parents' friends' kids, right? And that's who I hung out with up till then. And then around 5th or 6th grade is when I remember
This
like
was on the compound.
making my friends, in the
Yeah.
compound, the
Alaska.
Alaskan compound.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the other igloo was a ways down, so you know, you just visited the igloos close to you, and but so all those parents' friends' kids, we all kind of did wind up in different cliques, but so we grew apart. I get that, but yeah, I didn't understand the animosity in this movie, and they never bother to explain backstory. I feel like there's a TV show or movie recently about this where they do like at some point explain why the girls hate each other.
Oh,
But
really?
yeah, like in this one, I never understood, like, okay, I get that you grew apart, but why do you hate each other? Like, and is the overachiever that much different from the popular girl? In my school, they kind of overlapped because Brittany is not coded as the nerd in this movie.
Do you think we could genre change your podcast a little bit and move it more towards a 4 guys talking about, like, what's the deal with girls?
Yeah.
Why can't they
Kind of
just be
subject.
nice to each other?
Yeah.
What is that? No, but to your point, Adam, like when I watch this with my wife, I ask her like, that's, you know, this is all tropes and, you know, made up, right? And she goes, oh no, this is how it is. If you
Yeah.
stop talking, you assume it's because the other person hates you now, and they assume the same thing. And then, you know, that space of uncertainty just gets filled with animosity and assumptions, and it happens. And I gotta imagine it has something to do with the pressures that, you know, everybody goes through in high school, but doubly so on women, because it's like you're gonna start feeling the need to stand out earlier because of, like society. So I think I get it, but to your point, no, I didn't ever witness it, but it's apparently somewhat true to life.
Yeah. The amount of times I hear the women in my life describe their relationships with their friends, and inside my mind, I'm like, nobody's mad at you.
Yeah.
You're just having a private experience, Like this is not what it is. If you haven't talked in a week, stuff comes up.
Yeah. I have friends that I don't talk to for actual years at a time.
Yep.
And then when my phone rings and I see their name, I go, "Oh, hey, what's up, man?" And they're like,
Isn't
"Hey,
that
how
the
you
best?
doing?" It's like
Yeah.
nothing ever changed. Beats were not skipped.
You
actually,
go dig your wishes out of the dirt together, and you
Yeah.
go have a couple of beers.
It legitimately happened to me today. I was sitting, let's say, in my office. I was in the bathroom, and a friend called me, and I picked up and I said, "Do you hear the fan?" And he went, "You're in the bathroom, aren't you?" And it's just like, this is the kind of familiarity you get with friends like that. And then we
you
talked
met
for 40
up and
minutes.
did something unspeakable with a shoebox, and now you're back on.
Well, you got to do what you got to do. And one of the things we got to do before we get past all the love for Anson Mount is play a call from maybe our chief Anson Mount love officer.
Hi guys, here's Melanie. So, Anson Mount in Crossroads. Yeah, I love to talk about Anson. He changed my life in a good way, but that's a story for another time. So, Crossroads. This is a movie I watched many times. I was so skeptical at first. I grew up listening to Britney, but not necessarily liking the music. Like Ben, I'm more of a rock person. I think we all agree that this film, isn't very good. But I still love it. I honestly love every scene with Anson. Anson plays the role of Ben, the brooding, leather cuff wearing hottie with the love for good old-fashioned rock and roll. There are so many funny scenes, and Anson delivers every one of them. He even learned to play the guitar a little. Scenes I like are when the car breaks down, and when he plays the guitar and later the piano, when he sleeps in the car, when he sees the girls sing and smiles, to name a few. I love it. As bad as it was, I adore it. Seeing Anson in it makes my day, every time. The character he plays is a good one, a guitar player looking for a band, and he drives the girls to the audition in California. Especially knowing what he thinks about it nowadays, it's so much more fun to watch. It's fun to see him in his early 30s, he really was a hottie then and still is. I could tell you about a prank he must have played on Britney, and that he was reluctant to participate in it, because he thought the movie and the role was too cheesy and lame. However, while working on City by the Sea with Robert De Niro encouraged Anson to take the part. I think he was a fan of Britney Spears. I could go on talking about Anson for hours. He is a great guy, but I think my time limit is up. Live long and prosper.
So, Melanie, we've said it before, we'll say it again. If we ever need to quit the show, we'll just hand it to you, because you know exactly what you're doing and you're making some excellent points. But again, I will push back just a little bit and say, I think the movie is better than it feels at first glance. And I think part of it is the relatability that you were talking about earlier, Ben, where it's like, yeah, as a guy who grew up hearing all about NSYNC and Britney Spears, you have the same kind of anger that you have towards, let's say, a Tom Brady, where you're like, really, man? You've got it all? There's nothing bad about your entire life? All right, I kind of hate you now. And, when you're 12, like I was, when this movie came out. Wait, no, I was 14. You're like, I don't understand. I don't know how to process these feelings of like, it feels like anger, but it's probably jealousy, but I can't admit that. That would be lame, right? So it, having seen it for the first time when I was older and already married, it was like, oh, okay, like I totally get this movie and I'm kind of here for it. But I mean, you're not wrong. It's impossible to shoot Anson Mount poorly. This movie is like 60% just him squinting, and it absolutely works.
It's amazing how much it doesn't even matter that he doesn't have his amazing hair in this movie. Like he's got,
I know.
Like they cut all his hair off for this
like
part.
Opposite of what it is now. It's down and dark.
It's down and dark, and it's like, God, it is even still so impressive. Like it's like so dense. You just want to run your fingers through it.
Fingers.
I
fingers.
can't believe We are 4 dudes, 40 minutes into a podcast. Britney Spears is in this movie.
Yeah.
It opens with
she
her
is
dancing in her underwear.
Beautiful in this movie.
100%. And you put Zoe Saldana in a movie with Britney Spears, and the movie knows what it's doing, right? Like it has the, oh, let's bury our secrets together, and then it smash cuts to Britney in her underwear with a cowboy hat. Like the movie is fully aware of what it is doing. I have to ask, I'm assuming the answer is no, but have any of you guys seen any of the deleted scenes from this movie? Because they are insane.
Oh, the ones that would have made this a hard R?
I'm dying to know.
Okay, so there's a whole extended, like, alt takes of Justin Long, another very big podcaster. Because Justin knows that there's nothing sexier to a woman than begging. So they made, like, 50 alternate cuts of him coming up with different ways to say, are you sure? Maybe, please. What if I said this? And like, as you're watching it, you're like, I can see why they cut this. But the most insane deleted scene features all 3 of our main female characters flashing people at random in a hotel in New Orleans. And the person that Britney Spears flashes is like a 9-year-old boy, and then runs
Does that
away
scene
giggling.
actually exist? Because I read that they disputed its existence. You're going to show me the DVD. Oh my god,
Adam, I don't know if you were here for this, but I have the DVD, and I watched this last night, and I was like, you know what? I'm not done with this movie. I'm going to watch the deleted scenes.
Man.
And get this.
Was this part of their money-making scheme so that they could get the car fixed up?
Did they also show the scene where Dan Aykroyd tells his daughter that she's now a sex offender and she'll now have to introduce herself to the neighbors?
Well, I was going to say, this movie has Dan Aykroyd in it, famously getting head from a ghost in a PG movie. So
Yeah. He's used to pushing the boundaries.
That's right.
Look, the job at the hospital is no longer available, sweetheart. No, but the director, you can tell that she really had a lot of fun with this movie. And she explains, well, the reason we cut the flashing scene was because if we leave it in there, it makes the New Orleans sequence take too long. I'm like,
that's fair.
That's your reason? Not
It's just a pacing
she
problem.
flashed a child? Yeah, it's purely a pacing issue. So this movie is absolutely from 2002.
I was going to say, I feel like I've seen movies around that time that did something similar.
I mean, I know something, like there was some event in the early 2000s that changed everything that I can't remember what it is at the moment, but like I feel like this movie really changed everything.
Yeah.
It
A lot of
did.
people
After.
have bumper stickers scraping off the fender of their 1998 Camrys saying something to that effect.
Well, this movie does take place in a weird middle ground. I just want to go back to Justice for Justin because I mean the dude put in some work. He decorated
Shut
that.
up, dude.
He decorated
He's the
the
worst.
hotel
She
room.
doesn't owe him anything.
People have talked.
They made plans.
What are you talking
They made
about?
plans. They rented a room. She bought
Lab
some
partner
underwear.
does not mean sex.
Justice for lab partners. But
Wow.
this
Andy
movie
grew
goes
up in
on.
Alaska where
The nerd-
lab partners did mean sex.
is shut down in the beginning and is swiped from the movie for the bad dude coming up. And I feel this movie does exist between like Can't Hardly Wait, where the nerds and the stoners were the
Henry,
heroes.
Get some fucking riz. Don't just assume it's owed to you because you both dissected a frog together.
Oh shit!
He
Do you
never
guys
says
think
it's
this is what
owed.
happened to Tom Cruise? They were dissecting fish, and it was like lab partner or fish, lab partner. Or, I'm going fish. I'm going to do the fish.
I think the thing about this scene is that in any other movie, Justin Long is just in good enough shape to where he
is
doesn't
ripped.
feel the need to beg.
Why is he so ripped? He's like
It's-
he's Jill and Holly and ripped here.
Does he have a cigar scar on his chest? Like it looks like somebody like took a stogie and ashed it out on his chest.
He's the kind of guy who him and his friends would have reenacted the Terminator in their youth.
I've got a scar like that in around the same place, and it seems like that's a PICC line scar. Like I wonder if he he had to be hospitalized for a
shit.
period of time.
Interesting.
I just assumed he was cellmates with Anson Mount's character, and that's,
Right.
it created this long-running rivalry. Like, someday Anson will both be podcasters. It really comes down to how this movie plays out. But, I mean, I think I hear where you're coming from, Cam, but I got to agree, like, Henry did not earn anything in this movie except
they're clearly
derision.
dating.
Are they, though?
Her dad treats him like a boyfriend.
They seem like the sort of friends that go to prom because they're each other's only opposite sex friends.
Cameron, she doesn't think of him in that way. He's like a brother to her.
Is it clearly? Is it prom? Who has prom on graduation?
No,
Right.
yeah,
Great call.
Yeah,
I'm wrong.
It is graduation night.
Yeah.
Which I guess is also a dance at this school.
At the hotel, I was confused.
And Cameron, I can't believe that I'm the one that has to teach you this, but just because somebody agrees to go on a date with you doesn't mean they owe you sex.
They rented a hotel room. She got dressed. She put on a little show.
She
He
just
has every
digging,
right to
man.
be disappointed. He took the time to decorate the room. I just don't understand why that is less romantic than when she finally does it with Ben.
Did you see Ben's lips?
He did have
And
great lips.
because-
They were slightly moist.
They were moist.
What Justin Long didn't do was turn around and show his giant back tattoo. That would
Damn
have
it.
really flooded the basements, I think.
Justin Long
And-
does make this another, like, there's so many people that were then on Star Trek later in this movie.
Mhm.
Justin Long was then in Galaxy
Galaxy
later.
Quest.
Ah, there's the
Amazing.
connection.
Yeah.
It does
and
feel like he's been on Star Trek.
I think the actual key to this is that he played canned music and Anson Mount's character played live music.
Goddamn guitar players all my life.
Yeah. That part I believe.
I'm definitely working
All
through
right.
something here, guys.
I saw a live
It's
band
clear.
play Sexual Healing in New Orleans with my wife, but she was pregnant at the time, and it did me so little good.
Yeah.
She became pregnant with twins
Yes.
after that. Like, what?
How did this happen?
Cameron, we did devise a little bit of a game to play here with Ben and Adam.
That's right.
And
You
we
guys
thought-
may have found the Open Pike Night crop tops under your chair, so we're all doing our mid-riff contest now.
Mm.
Everyone, we lied when we said the video would not be released.
Well,
We're-
it's fortunate for you guys. I have an extremely long abdomen.
Oh,
So many mid-riffs.
you look great. You
Yeah.
also have those extremely low-rise jeans that it's like
Low-rise jeans that somehow are like not tight at all, so they kind of like flop open, suggesting a space between jean and hip.
There was
Yep.
technology available in the late 90s, early 2000s that made it look like clothes were about to stop being on.
That was it, yeah.
That very liminal space between clothing and flesh is where you keep the keys to your hot rod.
Mm.
So that if
That's
a pretty
right.
girl ever needs to steal them, she's got to reach, right? Like, that was masterful.
I
on
was
Ben's
confused about
part.
that key placement, yeah.
He did it on purpose, and it completely worked. He knew what he
You guys
was
don't
doing.
think he was actually asleep, right?
Oh, no.
No one who's sleeping yawns.
we will talk about that scene because I have questions about it. But
Yeah, are we ready to start the recap yet? Ready to get
Let's
started on the
do-
show?
All right, 3,
Let's-
2, 1.
And
don't forget to clap. But we really do have a game to play with you guys. No skin is involved. We thought it might be fun to, take the spirit of a Star Trek actor and a mainstream pop star and cast our own movies or pitch an
Oh,
idea
shit.
for a movie that has
Oh.
those two pieces to it. And then Cameron said, actually, it would be more fun if we pick a Star Trek character to pair with a mainstream pop star for this. So I'm just going to get the ball rolling and say I really think the world could benefit from some kind of media vehicle featuring Quark and Taylor Swift. And here's why it works. Quark needs to learn about respecting women and their true value, and who better to teach him that than an actual billionaire? I think There are so many Latinum jokes just waiting to be told here, and you could see somebody eventually falling in love with Quark. That's where I'm coming from. Prosthetic teeth be damned.
Wow.
I would watch that. I would watch it.
I would too.
Were we supposed to title our films? Did you have a title for this?
Ooh.
We don't. I think it was an option.
Jesse.
Well, then keep talking and I'll come up with one. Unless Adam has one, because it feels like maybe he does.
No, I don't have one chambered for that one. That was a good one, though.
Well, I've got a few. I'll start with, you have to have Riker. And I just want to see, and we know that Riker's is pretty poly. In my headcanon, he's very poly. So why not have a romantic comedy with him and Kenny G, where they team up and go on tour with their brass instruments, their trombone and their saxophone. And of course, the movie would be called Big Bones and Hot Sex. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry,
what?
Guys. You can leave.
What show is this?
How did you not do anything with your film degree, Cameron? I feel like you should be famous too. Come on.
Yeah.
Would you prefer my Cyndi Lauper Murph vehicle called Slime After Slime? Is that better?
God.
Yeah.
I know before we recorded, Ben and I offered to introduce you to some people. Offer rescinded.
Totally fair. Totally.
Well,
we
just
get
wait
this all
till
the time.
you hear about any Cardassian captain with Shirley Bassey, and it's called Goldfingers.
All right, I'm in. I buy that one in the room.
Third one's the
You
charm.
won him back. You won him back, Cam. It's always the third one. Way to go.
Why didn't you lead with that one?
You work up.
Sometimes you only get one shot, man.
All right. Well, I chose a Star Trek actor first. I feel like that's what I wanted my movie centered around, and the choice to me was obvious. DeForest Kelly's Dr. Leonard McCoy is going to be the central character in this film. And when it came time to decide on a musician, why mess with a good thing? I'm putting Britney Spears in there.
Wow.
So we got DeForest Kelly and Britney Spears in the movie. And the title I came up with is Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country.
That seems like it would work. That's a great title.
I think it would be great.
All right, let me double back, you guys. I got it. The Quark Taylor Swift movie is called Eardrops on My Guitar.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
There we go.
That's pretty good.
Really fucking solid. I either missed the email that said this in it or whatever, but I'm gonna pitch something involving Benjamin Sisko and Jay-Z. Maybe it's a like a crime duo type of film, and could call it All About the Prophet.
Ooh. I was sure you were going to go with DS99 Problems, but I think yours is better.
That's even
that's
better.
a hell of a punch.
We all support each other here.
If I'm being honest, this is the whole reason we set this up. I was like, I just got to see the riffing happen live because it just comes across so smooth on your show. I was like, they got to write this stuff down. But no, folks, this is happening in real time.
I'm going to pitch another one. It's Missy Elliott. It's Jadzia Dax. It's a love story where Missy is trying to talk Jadzia through her relationship with Captain Baudet, who is famously an alien species with a clear skull. It is called I Can't Stand the Brain.
That's so fucking great. Woo!
He didn't even get the email, folks.
God, see that? That's my Star Trek podcast co-host.
It's always the person who doesn't prep who wins.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I think you guys have something here with this whole Star Trek podcasting thing. I think it's gonna work out.
Take it to serious.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
You may as well. We are very excited to have another call from one of our favorite callers ever, Michelle.
Hey, Open Pike Night. So, you guys convinced me to watch Crossroads for the first time, and listen, I think I'm about 22 years too late to this movie, but despite the problematic elements and the total whiplash, Was it delightful to see a young Anson Mount being all charming once you got past the creep factor in the beginning? Absolutely it was. Also, the time travel element in this movie with the memory box being buried and then coming up later, maybe there were time crystals involved. Who knows?
Thank you.
And of course, the Star Trek actors that were in it and all the guest stars and like, oh, it's Dan Aykroyd. Like, sure, that was fun. I'm sure you listed them all by now, but it was cool to see that. And was I bopping along to those early 2000 hits, especially Bye Bye Bye? You bet I was. And by the way, who knew you could get paid to sing karaoke? I probably couldn't, but that was a fun scene. Also, the scene with Anson Mount where he's doing that high leg kick, he's throwing rocks because he's so angst-ridden because he's been stuck in this car with these girls and he's just a guy. I'm glad we can juxtapose that with Anson Mount as Captain Pike on the bridge of the Enterprise, surrounded by competent, capable women, and he's not complaining because he appreciates them. So, yay for progress. And finally, the Crusher connection, that campfire scene where Anson Mount says, hey, you got ash on your face. Maybe Picard could have used that line on Beverly at the campfire scene and attached. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. Can't wait to hear yours. Live long and prosper.
Michelle, thank you so much. And I got to say, you're vastly overestimating the efficiency of what we do here at Open Pike Night. No, we have not listed all of the Star Trek actors in this movie yet, but I promise you that we're almost there. And I got to agree with you, like, for this movie being 100% what it is, right? Nobody's pretending that it's like a masterpiece or anything like that. But my one musical complaint is that they didn't use the Rage Against the Machine version of Kill a Man. It goes so much harder. Like, if you want me to believe Anson Mount is a complete stone cold badass, you need to put Rage Against the Machine on his radio in that scene. And
this film had an $18 million budget, though, Jesse. Like, they had very little discretionary funds for licensing something like that.
But it made so much money. It's really impressive. And I gotta ask, like, do you think when the director told Anson, like, okay, now you're really mad because there's girls in your car, did he have one of those, like, hey, can we talk about my motivation conversations? Because, like, what guy in the world is going to be mad at that? Like, there's girls here, man. I can't stand it.
Like, when he has that freak out, I thought for sure his displeasure was going to be like, there was something back in New Orleans that you drove away from that we very seriously need.
100%.
His guitar or his necklace.
Right.
It
you
doesn't
think this back tattoo is finished? I gotta get it filled in. Back there.
I put down a $3,000 deposit.
There's 45 pens in a bag at that gas station. Do you think I can just get more Bic pens? But
45 pens in a bag also probably comes in handy as an improvised prison weapon, you know?
Right. Or, to use on a guy in a bar that dances too close to your brand new friend.
Yeah.
But there's also a deleted scene where right when they're getting ready to leave, he gets mad about something that Zoe Saldana's character does, and then he says under his breath, like, freaking crazy chicks, man. And it's like, dude, like,
he's not wrong.
He doesn't read in his character, though. Like, okay, Cameron.
We have, I'm sure you've talked to this guy a bunch, but like when we've talked to Anson Mount on our show, he comes across as a real like student of the craft style actor. Mm-hmm. And it did not surprise me at all that the choices that he makes in this movie feel very motivated. Like his kicking in the desert out of frustration, like that was not cheesy to me. That, like, I was looking at a guy trying to find the gear of anger in this specific moment, and all you can do is kick the sand.
Right.
That's all you can do.
That's all you can do.
Like, when you're an actor and you're, like, looking through the script that you have to deliver, and, like, this is, page 38, and then page 39 is you explaining that you're sick of all the girl bullshit going on around you. Like, unfortunately, your job is to sell the fucking shit out of that, you know, and he
Yeah.
does, you know, like
Yeah,
I'm buying what he's
absolutely.
selling.
Yeah, I have no fault with the performance, but like from the how was this written aspect, I was like, how is this written? Like, now I'll be clear, I haven't gone to film school. I don't understand the capital C craft, but there were parts in the movie where I was like, is it because it's an MTV movie? Is it because it's here for one specific purpose and some of the details they're like, whatever, put it on screen. But you're right that he sells it. He is what holds this movie together, and it's really, really impressive.
I am very curious on how the script came together, because I thought for sure I had cracked it. I finished this movie and I was like, 100% this script was written by someone else, or was written by someone, and then they decided to attach Britney Spears to it, and then like shoehorned in all the musical stuff, because it feels so shoehorned in. Like, she never once mentions that she has any desire to sing, and somehow that is the big climax at the end.
No. She has a teacher that encourages her to take voice lessons.
She doesn't mention it, though. It is mentioned around her. It feels very much like some writer went in and like 5 pages penciled in singing. But not the case. No, it was conceived by Britney and written for Britney. And we've talked about it, how it does get better. The first 15 minutes, I was like, what are we watching? What is Jesse talking about? And then it does get better as it kicks into all the road trip hijinks. And I was like, did they rewrite like the beginning? Like, even like I was saying, the friend stuff feels like it was kind of added in later, because on the road trip, they never talk about their old friendship. They never talk about things they did when they were girls. They treat each other like they were just people who went to school together and didn't like each other. So I was wondering if all that was kind of added in last minute. And it just, the middle of this movie is quite enjoyable and watchable, but yeah, that beginning is rough.
Did
Cameron,
you know
I felt a lot like you did, because like in that 15 minutes, I really go full circle on like, who is this for?
Mm-hmm.
Because in the first 5 minutes when Britney Spears is in her underwear, I'm like, I felt like the male gaze was being forced onto me in a way that I was like, I'm just here to watch a fucking road trip movie with some girls in it. Like, I'm not here for this. and like, there's no averting your eyes.
Yeah.
In a moment like that. And to start with that tone really made me feel like, oh, this isn't a movie by and for girls at all. Like, it's for me, and that made me feel gross about it.
It does
That
feel like
was
very
able
sleazy in certain moments. Like there are like 3 or 4 times throughout the movie where you're like, is this movie just like going to be, this was all leading up to us getting to see her tits? Like,
but like, it miraculously pulls out of that and gets back into a lane where it is like an empowerment message toward women who don't want to listen to their bad dads force them into a double doctor major that they don't want to do.
right.
And speaking of film degrees, there's a line in the beginning, over black, when the girls are digging up their or burying their box, and one of them says, "We've got to dig deep." And the writer was so proud when she wrote that line.
Cameron, seriously?
We're gonna dig deep,
Dude.
Nailed it.
dig deep, dig like.
Look, Cameron
like
is
into characters.
Cameron is well known for his misogyny on our show.
What?
Can't believe you guys didn't pick up on this last time you were here.
How, where in Shonda Rhimes' writing career was this? Like, her name was very familiar to me right off the bat, but I had no idea that she had anything to do with this movie. Does it take place in the Shondaverse?
Great follow-up question. Yeah, gotta know.
Research.
Writer?
I think I had read that she had.
This is the 3rd thing she ever wrote.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And she went from this to The Princess Diaries 2 into Grey's Anatomy.
Hell yeah.
Ah.
What a
Like,
trajectory.
Yeah.
Seriously.
What a rocket ship.
It went quick. And in case you're wondering, Grey's Anatomy has 428 episodes and has been on since 2005 and is still on TV.
Yeah.
Somebody should start a podcast about that.
But you got to come up with a good name for it.
I don't think shit.
Give us a couple of years and we can do Gray Bush's Anatomy.
I was gonna pitch Shades of Grey's Anatomy, and every episode's a clip show.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think that's the one.
Killer.
That's the one.
Wow.
Before we hear from our next caller, I do have to talk very briefly about the karaoke club, which you know is in Louisiana because it's called Club Bayou, right? Like,
Mhm.
it's almost as blatant as the Tech Noir Club in Terminator. But the guy who yells at them to get off the stage.
Mhm.
Did you guys recognize him?
From something I couldn't locate it. I Googled the cast list. I know this guy from something.
Okay, Cameron.
The guy in the red hat.
Yes, this guy is David Gruber Allen, the guidance counselor
Yes.
from Freaks and Geeks.
Okay, it was.
Wow.
Yeah. He's in all of 8 frames and completely nails them, every single one.
I thought it was him, but he did not show up in my Google. God
Yeah.
damn Google.
I noticed in his credit in the roll-in of the film, Gruber was in parentheses, which I
Yeah.
didn't know. I've seen
Is
like
that
quote, like scare quotes for like this is a nickname, like people call him this, but never parentheses.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, is that somebody taking a shot at him? Like, oh, we called him Gruber. Like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But I did have one other moment when I was reading through the credits of this where I was kind of like just flabbergasted and didn't know how to react. So the band playing the graduation is Bowling for Soup, right? But one of their members is listed as Eric Rodham Clinton. And if you Google his name, it actually comes up as Eric Chandler. So it was very difficult for me to figure out, is this
Could
an actual
I be
Rodham
any
Clinton?
less associated with the former first lady?
Like, that's not a combination of hyphenated last names that just anybody has, right?
I did not play drums in that movie. Crossroads.
How is this not something that I can Google? I am just mind blown by this, honestly.
I was surprised how much music in this movie I have in my iTunes library.
I'm not even a little bit surprised to hear that from you, if I'm being honest.
I'm just amazed that you still have a program called iTunes on your computer.
He doesn't update
2004.
much.
Is that an aqua-colored iMac behind you?
I can see straight through that PC. Oh, hey, Justin Long joke? There's got to be a Justin Long joke in there somewhere. And maybe a John Hodgman joke? I don't know. All right, before we get too far off the rails, let's go ahead and hear from our next caller, Mr. Matt.
Hey, Open Pike, it's Matt at Law Dog Safety on socials. Hey, I've never seen this Crossroads movie before, so I took some bulleted notes. I'm just going to read them to you. So just some general notes about the movie. Yes, a road trip movie, a staple of the early 2000s. Yes, the old you got something on your face and then someone screams trope. Yes, the long-distance boyfriend who doesn't get screen time and never will. Yes, he did get screen time and he's absolute scum. Yes, this was all Mimi's idea, and then they signed Britney fucking Spears instead. Big surprise. Okay, some sci-fi staples that showed up here. Zoe Saldana, Justin Long, Dan Aykroyd. Great stuff. Some moments. Makeup that worked pre-4K, but now... holy shit, who gets Bowling for Soup for their graduation party? And, hey Kit, every town in Louisiana is a butthole town. Okay, finally, Anson Mount. What we're all here for. First of all, disappointing haircut, sick emoji, barfing emoji. Anson Mount totally likes NSYNC. That's my headcanon, and you can't change my mind. Also, if he thought the act at Club Bayou was good, I want to see his face the first time he saw the music video for Hit Me Baby One More Time. Oh, he's mad that girls took over his car? Wait until he finds out they're allowed on the bridge. And lastly, okay, not NSYNC, but Sheryl Crow? That's all I got. Live long and prosper.
So, Matt, I had a moment when he was watching their karaoke performance as well, and the face that he makes when he realizes that Britney Spears' character can sing can be directly translated to the face that he makes when Ortega asks him, "Okay, well then who's gonna pilot the shuttle?" And he like makes this very confident, silly face and points at himself like, "Of course I'm gonna pilot the shuttle." I was like, oh my God, this is a tool in his bag, and he knows exactly when to pull it out and swing it.
Amazing.
The karaoke scene was the scene when, in my notes, I wrote, damn it, I'm kind of getting chills during this moment. Because, again, I do think Britney does a pretty good job in this movie. I mean, she carries some pretty emotional scenes. It's actually all the bad exposition at the beginning that she was the clunkiest with, which, to be fair, I think anyone would be. But it is such a stark difference when she steps up on stage and starts singing, and you're like, oh, this is what you have been doing for years. You are great at this, and it shows in this scene. And yeah, I mean, that was the moment where I was like, okay, the movie's kind of winning me over now.
That thing of showing a character gaining confidence in the midst of doing something that is scaring the shit out of them is done so much worse in so many movies.
Yes,
you know?
yes. And I will say Anson Mount's reactions go a long way in helping that. He is a master of the reaction.
I think so, but it's like, it's also her facial expressions as she kind of like finds her groove and gets into that song.
Like,
yes.
To smile that big while belting out like a really good cover of a famous song is not an easy task.
You fucking man focused on Anson Mount's character's feelings during like a major moment.
Typical
of
Cameron.
Female character empowerment. You guys disgust me. I don't
My
know what to
other
say.
damn it note was when it had nothing to do with Anson Mount, when all the girls were sharing their backstories, and I was like, okay, I'm getting a little emotional here. This whole like stretch, the 30 minutes in the middle, is quite good.
It really is.
I did not expect Britney Spears to ugly cry in this movie. And when she does that, like she had me. That was rough. I was totally there with her for that moment. And for the movie to choose not to show the full and total interaction between her and her mom and instead get it secondhand from her reaction, like that's faith in the actor to carry the moment. Because
because Kim Cattrall is fucking great. Like that could have been like I almost miss having that scene because that feels so powerful too. But it's like, because the movie needs her and Anson Mount to fall in love with each other, like you have to have it this way.
But it's a gamble, right? If she can't carry, then the whole thing's not going to work. But she really does.
Yeah.
And I agree with that 100% because Kim Cattrall's character is almost too evil. Like, she walks in and she's like, you have a really nice house. And Kim Cattrall's like, yeah, I was in Star Trek. And then it just smash cuts to the next scene. And it's really interesting that they managed that. I really appreciate that we get this scene of so much emotion from Britney Spears, because earlier there's a scene where she's crying or has just finished crying. And instead of using tears to show that, they just kind of use blush on her cheeks. And I was like, oh, maybe she doesn't have that gear. But then you're completely disproven in that scene that Adam is talking about. You're like, no, she has this. Like, maybe this movie was shot really quickly or something. And they just said, no, next scene. But I have to agree with you 100%. I'm sure Cameron will tear it down.
My thing was, maybe I'm just projecting me wanting it to be a dude movie, but did anyone else get the feeling when she was talking to Kim Cattrall that it was going to turn out Kim Cattrall was like a secret agent and that's why she left her family was to protect them? And then when she went into the next room, she was going to get kidnapped and it was going to be a reverse Taken thing in the last 30 minutes?
Yeah.
I'm hunting
gotta say,
a guy
I didn't
who
feel
escaped
that.
from jail. He was put there for killing a dude. Have you seen
don't
this
believe his
man? And
lies.
it shows a picture of Anson Mount. Like,
Yep.
oh!
That was not the turn this movie took. It took a different turn.
Well, speaking of turns that the movie takes, okay, we have Mimi lose her baby in a pretty intense, like, confrontation with this guy that has clearly affected both her and Kit's lives. And, the scene with her in the hospital is rough. But I was so distracted because Britney Spears is wearing the exact zip-up polo that my wife owns in 8 different colors. And in that moment, I understood my wife so much better. I was like, this movie meant something to a lot of people. It hit them at exactly the right age. It had messages they connected with. It was formative for a specific group of people at a specific time. And like I said, she would have been 12 when this movie came out. So she's right there at the start of that whole, journey. And I think that's what makes Britney's song at the end not cheesy. It's like, this is a good song that is going to connect with people. And I gotta assume that's part of why her career has been so lucrative for her, is because she actually is singing things that mean things to the people that hear it.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think that it's I think part of that is that this is such a female-led film. It's like a woman writer, a woman director, a woman star. Like none of it is it almost makes the male gaze elements of the film like more complicated to think about, because this entire project does have this like female empowerment message and feels like it comes at a time when especially Britney Spears is in the middle of this national conversation about like purity culture and like Christian women and all of that stuff. But this movie is entirely about women moving out from under the thumb of the like male figures in their lives.
And it was a nice touch to have some of those male figures, like you were saying earlier, be well-intentioned, but still not understand that you're still applying pressure here.
Now that I'm saying that, like, I'm thinking about Kim Cattrall's character as having done that in an earlier era where it was like less socially acceptable, and she was forced into a life that she didn't want at some point by the same dude.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, so are we defending the Kim Cattrall character?
Yeah, I think she made a good choice.
I was going to say, I think it adds dimensionality to her, but there's so little of her, and she just comes across as so mean that it's like...
She didn't have to go that hard. Like, she didn't have to be like, you were a horrible mistake that I was forced into.
But I do love my new kids. They're great.
They rule. They're boys also, and we love that in them.
Is this the early aughts young girl version of The Wizard for us? Maybe you're a little young, Jesse, but I just kept thinking of The Wizard when I was watching this. Also kind of a gimmicky movie.
Cameron, what's The Wizard?
What's The Wizard? Ben, you know The Wizard.
I don't know what you're talking about.
With Fred Savage, the Nintendo game, the Super Mario Brothers 3 movie?
I've heard of it, but I have never seen it.
I'm so glad you guys are experiencing this.
What? Is this a hider in the house situation again?
Have not heard of.
One of the great joys in my life is introducing Ben to foundational children's films that I grew up with, and seeing his reaction as an adult. It's great. He learns a little bit about me. I learn a little bit about him. It's good.
Well, the answer is, for me, it was. I like The Wizard. To me, sounds like is what Crossroads was to Jesse's wife.
I thought it was a lot like Tommy Boy. Because, you're in a car a lot. You're singing songs to the radio.
You have to suddenly get out of that car and act very distressed.
A Tommy girl, if you will.
A tummy girl. Because of all the midriffs.
Yeah.
And the pregnant girl.
No.
Too far, Cameron.
Hey, I was not the costume designer on this movie.
I don't know if I believe that. For me, I can't not watch things as a Trekkie, and I'm proud of that. So when Lucy calls her dad from the hospital, because
I didn't mean to laugh.
No, you're good.
Did you guys? Do you remember when she asks the nurse at the nurse's station where the phone is? And then it's right in front of her.
It's in the shot.
She's in a hospital and she makes a collect call.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, because this is 2002, did she dial down the center 1-800-CALLATT, or did she use 1-800-COLLECT? That's all I could think about in that scene.
I mean, the 1-800-COLLECT being the Shaquille O'Neal branded collect call service. I gotta believe it was his, right?
You don't think she went with Carrot Top's CALLATT?
I don't know. It seems just as likely now that you mention it.
I was really distracted during the whole hospital thing, you guys.
It was fun how when Aykroyd finally shows up, he's like, I've had to fly out here and put myself in hotels at great expense. And I'm like, putting it together, like, you flew from Atlanta to LA. How many hotels did you stay in?
Yeah. But he does make sure to tip the cabbie generously, which I did appreciate. That was a good guy move on his part.
Because of Dan Aykroyd, did anyone else feel like this was a sequel to My Girl? Like, was Lucy just a grown-up My Girl?
That movie I did see.
Justin Long was the bee sting kid that survived.
He came back. He was pretty pale.
The other Culkin.
All the bees stung him in that one part.
That's what the scar is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, again, I will say efficiency is not always our greatest strength here, but the last 30 minutes of this movie might be the most economical use of plot that I've ever seen. So before we get there, let's hear from our last caller for the evening, one Mr. Palladium 3.
Hey, Open Pike Night, it's Palladium 3, back with my hit shits and giggles about the Star Trek movie Crossroads. Alright, hits. Aw, man. Seeing all those motel rooms they were staying in brought back a lot of memories of the 48-state road trip with the family the past couple of summers. But you know what is a better family memory watching this movie? My 8-year-old waking up this morning as I started watching it and asking me up what was with the cowboy girl in her underwear. Yeah, great one. Oh, and Anson Mount, total hit. He carried this movie. Loved him. All right, shits. Oh, shit. That poor guy Henry at the beginning. How does Lucy go and do that to him? Well, not do that to him. I mean, that was breaking a sacred lab partner bond. Really shitty. And another oh shit moment. It took me a good 3 full scenes in this movie to realize that, oh my gosh, that dude's Anson Mount. He'd been on screen 3 times. I had totally forgotten by this point. I was so invested in the rest of the movie why I was actually watching this. For him. Woohoo! Giggles. All right, I guess while Uhura really wanted Spock in the Kelvin verse, she was hot for Pike in the Crossroads verse. I don't know, I'm getting confused here. Too many universes. And, oh man, I totally cracked up at Anson throwing a fit when he hopped out of that car after he woke up in the back seat and saw the girls were driving. His little desert tantrum was like a cartoon character out there kicking up sand and going crazy in the desert. That was pretty damn funny. All right, Palladium 3, signing out.
Do you think that Palladium 3's parents, got shit from their friends when they named him that?
So a little bit of lore about Open Pike Night. When we had Christina Chong on, she is very attached to her dog, Runa, who actually ended up in Strange New Worlds, and Palladium 3 just took his shot and had his dog ask her dog out on a date. It was a real moment, but I'm glad you found an ally, Cameron, to really stick it to those, withholding lab partners that you're so angry about.
He made a list.
Did Runa then fall down the stairs a month or so later and lose the puppies?
After seeing the one owner she'd ever had who drank beer from a blue bottle, yes,
yeah,
I believe
that
is exactly how it went.
Dish.
Yeah,
I had a real crush on a girl in high school, and she was my lab partner for dissecting the frog. It was actually a fetal pig, not a frog, and she was a vegetarian, so she refused to participate at all, and it made me completely fall out of love with her. I was like, crush over, you suck.
Make me do all the work.
If you can't stand if you can't stand me at my dissecting a fetal pig,
yeah,
you can't take me at my doing anything besides dissecting a fetal pig.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take me at my begging you for sex several months later in a hotel room that I paid for.
Look, if you guys were in bed with Britney Spears, you'd be begging for sex too.
I don't think I would need to.
I swear I wouldn't,
Cameron, he already had the moment. She walked out, she opened her shirt, you're set, man. You're good.
That's
you file
true.
that away for the rest of your life. You don't have to actually beg this woman.
I couldn't figure out how they were going to get out of her unhooking her bra, and then they just got out of it. That was amazing.
She just changed her mind, which is a thing that it's okay for women to do, Cameron.
I'm not
Just
saying
remember that.
I don't think we need Cameron's take on that particular subject.
Yes, let's move on. So,
I
one
also
thing-
did not recognize Anson Mount at first, and I just thought this guy is way too handsome for a high school band.
This caller said again, Anson Mount carries this movie. No, he does not. I love Anson Mount. This is a Britney Spears movie. I say this to every caller who's called into Open Pike Night. You're crazy. I know this is a Star Trek podcast, but give me a break.
But he's really
But
good
are
in
we
the
su-
movie, Adam. You got to admit
It's
it.
pretty good.
He's good.
He's the other lead. So I see where people are coming from.
Yeah, but he's
And
not
there
on
may-
the poster, is he?
Well, he may have requested that from what it sounds like. But I mean, I did have to tell some people in our Discord, like, hey, just when you're watching it, decide for yourself that he's the main character. Because there was seriously some resistance to watching this movie in our audience, which I get. I'm not here to tell people,
Your
You're gonna
audience
love
needs
this
to pipe
movie.
down.
but
Yeah.
Go along for the fucking ride, audience.
on the, like, as the messages kept coming in, we kept hearing, you're right, this movie is actually not bad. It's getting better. I'm actually enjoying myself. So I think the case may have been made for the majority of our listeners and callers.
I hope.
We've all
And-
watched movies where you can see that people gave up or they're not
Yes.
they're not
Mhm.
really trying. This is not that movie at all.
Mhm.
Like
No.
every single person that you see on screen is really giving it the effort. And like
100%.
technically it's a flawless movie too. Like it's put together well. It features actors that are giving a shit.
Yeah.
It looks and sounds good. It's a real movie.
That scene
is.
where they
It's
go
lit.
look at the beautiful sunset over the
Mm.
majestic
Yeah.
American West is so fucking breathtaking in exactly the way it needs to be.
Bone
Agreed.
to pick. Ben, this question's for you.
Okay.
You are driving from Georgia to Los Angeles.
hmm
At what point do you enter the PCH and go south?
That's also just especially after they cut around scenes in Hollywood and scenes in
Yeah.
downtown LA, and then
Yeah.
suddenly they're driving down PCH.
This is an insane LA movie.
So did they spend 10 days just seeing the sights before they set about trying to get an audition for their
it
band?
seems like it. Yeah. Yeah. I love knowing that if I wanted to start a band, I could get that done before midnight tonight. And it is 8:30 in the evening, my time. You can do it in LA.
And you don't even have to be sure you can do it. He's
Yeah.
like, I think I know some people here gonna put a band together.
A
Like,
I think I know some
9-person
people
band.
in a city that predate cell phones or any
Yeah.
other way to get a hold of strangers.
I
I'm
also
gonna walk around the block. I'll be back with a band.
I love how she has no skin in the game on whether the band happens or not. She's like, yeah, I guess I'll be the fucking lead singer of the band that happened with zero effort on my behalf.
Hey, this might be an awful question, but I need to ask it. Did he dump in her?
All right, now you and Cameron are on the same
Because-
page.
Oh my!
Because when did they go and get protection? They're at a beachside motel.
Some
They're
motels
prob-
have that, Adam,
and they
especially
don't have a
cheap
vehicle
ones.
to go to a drugstore.
He's the kind
I
of guy
think-
who's always got one in his wallet.
He's got the wallet condom.
Oh,
That, and I think that's probably what he forgot when he was asleep and they drove his car. That's why he was so mad. He was
That's
like,
right.
I left all my condoms in the last
I'm in a
town.
car with
Can
3
we please
chicks.
Go back.
And
Yeah.
all 3 of my condoms are back at the gas station.
I had
Yeah.
a freshman dorm RA number of condoms in a shoebox back there, and I know you guys are all about leaving shoeboxes behind, but I'm not.
Please tell me you didn't bury it, because I am never going to find it.
Bunch of buried dreams.
That's what he's
Those
doing, kicking up
unused
that
condoms.
dust. He's trying to find his condom box.
It now makes complete sense
Yeah.
why he was so
Yeah.
frustrated.
You put it together.
So can we agree that Mimi is a pretty clear low-level mastermind in this movie? Because she gets this whole thing to happen, and then when they decide to steal Anson Mount's keys, Ben's keys, I'll use the character name, she acts like she doesn't know how to turn a car on. That has to be like, I don't feel like driving. Like, she's touching the windshield wipers, the steering wheel, everything, but never reaches for the keys to put them in the ignition. I think that's just her going, I don't want to drive that far. I would much rather go to sleep
I
like
love
Ben
that
has
move.
done. Like, that's got to be what it is, right? There's no 18-year-old in the world that doesn't know how a car works.
That trope of especially getting in a car and the windshield wipers go and you're like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah. What is this automobile technology?
Yeah.
I'm not familiar.
I've never been in a car where you could accidentally turn on the windshield wipers and be like completely shocked that that had happened.
Well, that was in an unexpected location.
Yeah.
But there's two things I really like about the end of this movie. One is that it doesn't actually end with somebody standing up and going, "You're signed." Like, it just gives you the hopeful optimism of possibility, right? Like, you can see that these people are impressed. You can make some assumptions, but there's no like, you know what, let's put her on MTV. Like, it just isn't there. And I really appreciate that. But I was kind of surprised by the decision at the end of the audition to smash cut to Simon Cowell saying that was shit, because it really undercut the tone of the rest of the scene, I thought.
Yeah, I was expecting the happiest possible ending, which was like a Kim Cattrall character regretting the incident, going to see this performance and deciding that she wanted to have her daughter back or whatever. Like, there are all sorts of ways you could end into this movie. 1,000 ways you could end into this movie worse than the one that we got on screen.
Well, Adam, did you stick around for the post-credit scene?
No.
Okay, because it says it's like 3 years later, and then it's Kim Cattrall at her McMansion in Tucson watching Britney Spears' like music video debut on MTV, and she just pulls out a revolver and blows her head off.
Yeah, it's the only way to redeem the character.
Yeah.
She dials up Dan Aykroyd.
You
like,
bastard.
Babe! Look at what we made! Zzz, click. Cut to exterior, like the birds take flight.
Yeah. You see a flash in the window.
You see her family outside just drop their grocery bags and run in.
The last shot in the movie is like a busted open can of soup rolling down the driveway.
Bowling for soup from the beginning. It comes full circle.
It mirrors the falling keychain from the scene earlier. Right. It's beautiful poetry. It totally rhymes.
I did have the note that Dan Aykroyd gets hung up on more than Picard in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
100%.
Yeah.
And he's got more social hangups, am I right?
Did you clock his sturdy head nod that he gives to Anson Mount, like when they leave and get into the cab on the way home? Like that kind of respect nod of like a, hey, thanks for not killing my daughter.
Yeah.
But he does it after they embrace and kiss in front of him, and he, in his head, his daughter is a virgin, so it's like he's also giving him the like, I know what you did. Yeah. But I'm not going to say anything.
You bagged a baddie and nothing but respect from your boy, but also, it's my daughter. What the hell?
Yeah. Kind of hate you because I don't need to ask you what your intentions are. So we can all agree Dan Aykroyd, MVP of the movie. Is that what we're landing on? No, it's Britney Spears. Adam is right. It's Britney Spears.
Has to be.
So Anson Mount makes it clear that he is the captain of his car, which made me wonder, between Kit, Lucy, and Mimi, like what are their Strange New Worlds corresponding characters? I mean, I think Kit is Mimi is obviously the Lon. Super tough, badass, questionable decisions here and there.
I'll go with that.
Okay.
I think Zoe Saldana's character is going to be Uhura.
Yeah.
I mean, I
just have a feeling.
Why do you say that, Adam? What about her specifically?
I think there's something familiar about the actor that just like if I were casting, I would probably cast Zoe Saldana
I can.
as a.
You think she
as
could pull
an
it off?
Ahura. Yeah.
But she needs to be in love with a Vulcan, I think. And there are no Vulcans in this movie.
And that's
but-
why I think Kit is actually Chapel, because she's super popular and really likes emotionally distant men.
Mm-hmm. And
There you
and
go.
like the valedictorian type.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, that would be,
Oh,
I think,
shit, that's
Lucy.
Yes,
That's Lucy.
Lucy
Sorry.
would be
I'm getting
Una.
the names confused.
These are pretty distinct names, man.
Kitty Cat, Ben. It's Kitty Cat.
Kit, Mimi, and Lucy. Like, nobody has named that in
How much
2002.
longer does this show go, guys?
Well,
Not
it's been a
much.
long night. No, but to Cameron's point, we are actually almost done. I don't want you guys to think you'll be here forever. And, we want to have at least a chance to get you back after all the stuff Cameron has said. So,
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping you're the kind of comedian, Cameron, that buries himself at the beginning of the set so he can dig himself out.
It's very generous of you to call me a comedian.
we don't all have the pedigree of a greatest Trek or a greatest generation, guys. So we're leaning
Digging
heavily
deep, like into the characters, the story. That's what I meant,
Yeah.
guys. They were digging.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
digging deep into the hole like Cameron has done all
No.
night.
The one that they bury at the beach, that's done. You're never gonna find that
Yeah,
No.
that's swept away
in the
2
sand.
nights.
Are you
It's gonna
fucking
be
nuts?
wet that night.
Look,
They don't know anything about erosion.
they're not beach girls. Yeah.
Yeah, they're from Georgia. They understand woods and pine trees and I think guitars.
Mm-hmm.
But Ben, Adam, I do want to thank you guys again so much for coming on to our show again. I listen to Greatest Trek and Greatest Generation every week. It's the only reason that I'm giving Enterprise a fair shake.
Wow.
It didn't hit me. I didn't grow up with Scott Bakula. It's a thing. It's a blind spot in Trek for me. It's the only remaining blind spot, but I am working through it. I'm making the effort. The Clancy Brown episode has done wonders. I think that bought me at least like 15, 20 more episodes, honestly. So
Ben's impression of that guy really gave me life that episode. Really funny.
I mean, it's just a Tevye impression. It's not really an impression of Clancy Brown in that role.
It worked for me.
It's like when you're doing someone's impression of someone.
Yeah.
It's very much that. That fucking guy. That episode's great. I think unfairly maligned Star Trek Enterprise.
yeah, I think some of the feelings on it, on the negative side of the spectrum, are justified and understandable. But much like a, say, Britney Spears movie, there is quality in there. And
Yeah.
if you give it a chance, you'll see it. It's absolutely there. And it has the Star Trek pieces. I just, when Enterprise started, I was about the same age I was when this movie came out. And I was like, but this is not TNG. This is not TOS. Like, it's too different. And change scares you when you're, 13, 14 years old. But
Sure.
so you guys
You're going
just
through a
finished
lot
up.
of changes at that age.
Yes, absolutely. So you guys just finished up your Greatest Trek Film Fest. Absolute blast. Recommend everybody go check it out. What is coming up next for Greatest Trek and Greatest Generation?
Well, Greatest Trek is on to Lower Decks, and I guess Strange New Worlds coming right after that. And we still have season 2 of Prodigy yet to review, but that's all coming on Greatest Trek, and Greatest Gen is just working its way through. Enterprise will be starting season 2 really soon, so if you're curious about getting into Enterprise, it's not a bad time to get started on that show. We also just launched a new show today as of this recording. It's called Wholesome. It's a thing that we are doing with our buddy Adam Ragusia, who's done all the music for our shows. And it's a Patreon-only show, so no freebies, but it's not a Trek podcast. It's something different for us, and we're having a lot of fun doing it. It's just a show where we share stuff we like, stuff we enjoy with each other.
We've also got 3 live streaming shows out between now and the end of the year. If you've never seen a Greatest Generation live show, we taped a couple of them.
Yeah.
And we're slowly dripping them out between now and the end of the year. And if you've ever wanted to see a live show but didn't want to quite make the leap of going out to public and like going to a small theater and seeing us do one, then you can do this in the safety of your own home.
Yeah, this is
the anonymity will remain.
There's a lot of plausible deniability built into the experience, which has been a real selling point for a lot of people.
Yeah.
The introverts
Yeah, so we've
need
been
something
pretty
too.
busy.
Well, great to hear it, and I cannot wait to hear what is coming next from all three of those shows. I saw some folks in your Discord getting very excited for your new show with the Goose, so I'm only calling him that because I've heard you say it. I don't know the guy personally, but he seems really cool.
He fully will answer to that. So yeah, no worries. Thank you guys so much for having us. This has been a hoot.
Thanks, guys.
And a half.
We appreciate it. Yeah, it's not when I pitched this to the guys, I was like, we gotta ask Ben and Adam to come to this. I don't know if there's any reason they would want to do that. So thank you, because it's very cool to find out that there are more than 2 Crossroads fans living in this world. They're not all in my house. So I'm very grateful. Thank you guys.
Absolutely.
Our pleasure.
That was fun. Thanks.
Thank you again to Ben and Adam from Greatest Trek and Greatest Generation for stopping by. I feel like they're at least as big a guest as all of our Star Trek actors are, as a person who is really steeped in listening to Star Trek podcasts all the time. Speaking of Star Trek podcasts, Cameron, if folks just can't get enough of you, where should they go from here?
Well, they can head on over to hear all my misogyny about Star Trek The Next Generation characters. Over on Green Shirt and Newbie Strike Through the Next Generation, where I'm just about to finish up TNG. We are very close. I think by the time you hear this, there will be 6, maybe even just 5 episodes of TNG I have never seen. Once I finish the series, I'm definitely going back and listening through all of Greatest Generation and hearing Adam and Ben's takes on these episodes and reliving the whole experience again through them. So really looking forward to that. We're also diving into Deep Space Nine, so come check out John and I and our other co-hosts talking some 30-year-old Star Trek over there.
I think you're going to find a lot to be pleased with when you get to listen to all the old Greatest Gen. You're going to go, I made that joke too. You guys are of a kind, and I think you're going to really like it. If you have been listening to this and thinking, wow, I really should have sent in a call, the easiest way to do that is to go to openpike.com. You can record right there on the website up to 90 seconds. Or if you need more time, or, you want to use a better microphone, you can record an MP3 and email it to openpike@gmail.com. You can also follow us on socials at openpike, and you can join our Discord, where you're going to be among the first people to hear about everything new that is coming up with Open Pike Night. It has been a long night, though, and Open Pike Night has a box full of cherished memories to go dig up, so be sure to clean up after yourselves. Don't forget to tip your servers, and you can go anywhere you want as long as you don't tell Dan Aykroyd, but you can't stay here.